Welcome to the Swirl to Investment News Network. News by and for the Swirl to Investment community. Hope you enjoy. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Swirl to Investment News Network. Okay, I got some stories. We're going to be covering two black women that were deleted in Detroit. Another couple cases of black femicide. We're also going to cover gun control in New Mexico, my home state, right in my backyard. It's happening, and then we're going to talk about a man that's on the loose for a suspect in the deleting of his mother. Okay. Um, and, I hope you enjoy, these stories. I don't necessarily love, well, I don't like covering them, but we got to. Okay. They're sad. But this is a problem we have in America. I think this is a problem worldwide. Black femicide is a real thing. People try to dismiss it as some made up thing. Well, all men delete the women in their communities. But yeah, that is true. But some communities do it in a lot bigger margin. Okay. A lot bigger percentage. Okay. And if we really care about black women, we need to talk about this, and we need to start looking for solutions and how we can minimize this or bring awareness. So maybe women are more, vet better or more aware of the dangers out there instead of just blindly trusting men they meet. Um, you know, but anyway, this is something that's out there. It don't get a lot of national news, but it's covered in locally. Okay, and black femicide is a real thing, and we need to do something about it. I know there's legislation out there. Some people are trying. Okay, there's legislation out there. Minnesota has passed a law, and there's other states working on that. Yeah, blacks are only 13% of the U.S. population. Okay, think about that. Let that sink in. 13% of the population in America is the black community. Okay, I think white women's like 35% and white men's 30%. So that's like 65%, and that's white non-Hispanic, right? And then the Hispanic community is growing at a rapid rate. So they're going to be the biggest demographic in America soon. Probably sooner than later, because they're having more children. They're coming across the border at, and I don't care what ethnicity or group is the biggest in America, as long as we come together as Americans. That's all I'm concerned about. But anyway, I'm going to get to these stories. And look, these are sad stories, but we got to face it. Okay, we need to stop saying, "Oh well, you know, it happens everywhere. Everybody does it." No, we need to stop it. And Black women are the biggest percentage of women that are deleted, that are human trafficked, that are the most abused. Okay, and we need to stop this and stop acting like it's a myth or something somebody made up. These news stories are real. This is really happening. Okay. And regardless of the color that we are, we need to protect Black women. Black women in America is every American's responsibility. Okay. But anyway, okay, you guys seen the fair use information I put up there? Okay, we're going to use these videos for education, learning, and we're going to have some commentary, some opinions. Okay, these can be triggering. Okay, we don't like to see anybody deleted. I don't care what their race or gender is. Nobody should lose their life. Okay, there's other channels doing news stories, laughing at a certain group that's being deleted. That is unacceptable. That is inexcusable, and it's wrong. Anytime somebody's deleted, it's not a good thing. Human life is valuable, okay? And we need to respect that. And we need to take care of the women in our community, in our neighborhoods, in our towns and cities, in our nation, okay? But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to share a story of a man, okay, that's a suspect in the deleting of his mother. Okay. And this is a sad thing because who could take the life of their mother? I mean, we all love our mother. You know, even if our mothers aren't the best and they make mistakes, we just love them because they're mom. Okay. You know, so I can't even imagine harming my mom. I love my mother. I mean, who would do that? But there are evil people that will go to that extreme. Okay. But anyway, let me go ahead and this is out of Detroit.
Thank you. A manhunt continues.
Okay, here we go. A manhunt for deleter suspect. Okay, I'm going to say that keeping with the YouTube guidelines. Some words we're not supposed to use. But anyway, let's continue.
All right, Brian, thank you. A manhunt continues in Metro Detroit today for a suspect accused of killing his own mother. The deadly shooting happened Monday in Inkster, and police say a warrant for Joshua Hill's arrest is now in the hands of the prosecutor. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham spoke with neighbors now on high alert.
While state police say the vehicles Joshua Hill is believed to have been in have been recovered, investigators say he is still unaccounted for and should be considered armed and dangerous.
Abandoned houses all over. You know, where could he be hiding? Where is he?
Those are questions Michigan State Police are desperately trying to answer. Where is 25-year-old Joshua Hill? Teresa McNay, who lives on Glenwood, next door to the Hill.
Okay, that's a suspect that you just saw. I think his name's Joshua Hill. They're looking for him. And he's a suspect on deleting his mother. A 25-year-old man. I mean, why would you take your mother's life? I mean, I can't even comprehend that. But apparently he did it. But anyway, this is his neighborhood, and some of the neighbors are speaking out.
Family in Inkster says she's known the family for nearly 3 decades. Monday, state police say Hill shot and killed his 64-year-old mother.
Just kept to himself. Just kept to himself. I can't even imagine what could have transpired next door for it to result in that type of ending.
Lindell Thomas, who says he's only been in the neighborhood for 3 weeks, lives across the street.
That's what's scary. The fact that you could take the life of your mother, man. You a man, I'm a man. We all come through the channel of a woman to get here. And the fact that this man took his mother's life.
We're out there actively. It's a manhunt.
Michigan State Police Lieutenant Mike Shaw says Hill is believed to be on foot in the Metro Detroit area and is 6 feet tall, about 170 pounds. As for why he allegedly committed this heinous crime,
no motive yet. We need to get him into custody and sit down and have a conversation with him.
It's just very fearful. We've been sleeping with the doors definitely locked in the living room. I'm assuming he knows everybody.
Okay. Well, if you're in Detroit, why would you not sleep with the doors locked? I'm just saying. And looking at the neighborhood, it's an older neighborhood. I don't think it's Mayberry. I just don't think so. Regardless of what neighborhood you live in America, you should always lock your doors. But here's the character up here, and this is the suspect, okay, that apparently deleted his mother. This is disgusting. We should love our mother with all our heart. I love my mother. Look, my mother wasn't perfect, but I love my mother. That's my mother. Dude, you just deleted your mother. Who could do that? I mean, there's people I can't stand that I just, but I can never just take their life for no reason. They'd have to be trying to take mine for me to even go there. Life is valuable. And look, I value life within the ones I love and even the ones I don't like. They're human beings, okay? But to take your mother, that's crazy. That's extreme. That's just pure evil.
Everybody in this neighborhood is looking for Josh.
Lieutenant Shaw says if you see Joshua Hill, do not approach. Instead, call 911. If you have any information, you can leave tips at 855-MICH-TIP or call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. In Inkster, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
All right. Well, thank you, Action 7 News, okay? That's a sad story. A big manhunt, okay? For a man that allegedly deleted his mother, okay? Now, with that video, I got some a follow-up on the story, okay? And this, okay, with this video, we got to understand law enforcement, and we need to respect law enforcement. What this police officer did was amazing, okay? And I'm going to let you hear the story, okay?
Amazing police work by a Detroit police officer on patrol here downtown Detroit. Walks into this Domino's restaurant and immediately recognizes 25-year-old Joshua Hill as a wanted murderer. He moved in for the arrest.
He actually saw him downtown buying a pizza.
Technically, it was stuffed cheese bread. Unbelievable how bold. Joshua Hill casually placing the order Sunday at Domino's downtown while he was wanted for murdering his mom.
If you will kill your mother, you'll do anything.
That's been the fear of Inkster Police and Michigan State Police since Hill's mom, a 64-year-old woman, was found.
Okay, so they got the suspect, right? A police officer found him at a Domino's getting a pizza. Like nothing happened. Like, why would you be careless? You're wanted for a crime, deleting your mother. I don't know. Maybe somehow in his twisted mind, he don't think what he did was so bad. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue.
Shot multiple times at her home off Glenwood near Middlebelt in Inkster. Since then, last Monday, a manhunt for Hill on the run.
He recognized him from the media reports, the pictures, and then the intel pictures that we had.
Detroit Police Chief James White giving his officer major kudos for the keen eye, and then for this part too.
Did not have to engage in a use of force with him. Someone who obviously has very little to lose and was in fact armed.
We're told Domino's employees were told.
Okay, let me make this point too. The police officer that noticed, by the description and the news reportings, figured out who he is. Okay, he didn't go in there and shoot him or go in there and just beat him down. And this police officer took him in the custody without no shots fired, without anybody getting hurt, without anybody losing a life. Now, will the media pick up on this and give this police officer kudos for doing an outstanding job, keeping the community safe, nobody getting hurt, not even the armed suspect that deleted his mother? It was a peaceful transaction that took place. And he made it happen. You know, he was aware, he observed his surroundings. He recognized the suspect. He took action and kept everybody safe. All in doing this. But the image of a police officer in these days, you know, they just want to go out and gun down black men, right? That's the narrative we heard during the George Floyd thing. Like they're just racist maniacs that just can't wait to put a black man down. How many times have we heard this? This guy did it peacefully. Nobody's going to talk about that. Nothing to see here. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. But is there anybody protesting that 66-year-old mother that lost her life? Oh, but it wasn't a police officer, white police officer that did it, right? And I know I'm beating a dead horse on this. We need to get to the facts and see what's really happening. You know, if you care about black men, who's really taking their life? It's not police officers. Yeah, there's accidental shootings. Yes, there are some criminal acts that police officers out there do. It's very far and few between. Most police officers are serving and doing the right thing. You're going to have bad ones in the bunch. Yeah, you're going to have some racist ones that would like to do harm to black people. But let me tell you this. Even the racist ones know if they take a life, it's going to be a problem. So really, I'm just saying. But this mother that lost her life raising this young man that was ungrateful and took her life. She gave him birth. She brought him into this world. She provided for him. She took care of him. He's alive today because of his mother, but he took his mother's life. That's disgusting. And don't give me this stuff, it's white supremacy in the background making him do it. No, this guy made a choice and he's wrong. And we need to hold these people accountable. And we need to stick up for black women, especially when they're being deleted for doing nothing. But this story will not gain traction. This story will not go beyond Detroit. I just happened to stumble across it. But I guarantee if there's a white police officer did, you better believe cities would burn. And it's not about who's being deleted. It's about who's doing the deletion. Tell me I'm wrong.
To get back as the officer moved in, taking Hill into custody without any issues, then handing him back over to Inkster.
The people of Detroit and the people of Inkster can rest easy knowing that this subject isn't still out there with a gun and ready to hurt someone.
Joshua Hill will now be charged out of Inkster. Sounds like he's also racking up some charges here in Detroit for carrying that weapon. That arraignment to come in the next couple of days. Reporting downtown Detroit, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Okay, pretty amazing, right? Okay, this happened. There was a manhunt for this guy. A police officer noticed him in a Domino's, took him into custody. No shots were fired. Nobody was hurt. It was a police action. These cops are too fat. Okay, well, beyond that, they are pretty heavy, but seriously, the police officer that took the guy in custody needs to get kudos. He needs to be recognized because it could have gone foul. He could have went in there and say, there he is, bam. And he could have put a bullet in his head. Seriously. And you know what? He could have said, well, he resisted, he fought me, and this is what. No, he took him into custody peacefully. Nobody got hurt. And you got a criminal off the street that can't do harm to nobody else. I mean, they did what's right. It's about who's deleted too. Have they burned down a city for black women deleted by police? No. Mm-mm. There's been black women that have been deleted by police. Okay. There's been some shady stuff, whether it's accidental or whatever. But nobody's burned down a city for a black woman. No. But black men, they will in a heartbeat. New York Minute, bam, it go. Look, and listen, black women are getting the worst of it, but yet we're acting like it don't happen. I'm just saying. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. This was good work by the police. Okay, the police officer that took the guy in custody. He deserves some kudos. He deserves, I think he should get an award for that, because anytime you keep the public safe and you take a criminal into custody that could do harm to other people, that's a win-win. Nobody lost their life in this exchange. It was peaceful. And you know what? It probably came down to his training, because we say police need more training, right? Well, this cop apparently got some good training. I'm just saying. But, you know, this is sad to see, though. That woman probably poured her heart and soul into her son. She probably was a single mother. I don't know. But she probably sacrificed a lot for this young man that took her life. And it's sad. I don't know their life story. I just can't see taking your mother's life. That just don't make sense. Who could do that? I can't even imagine that. But it happened. But thank God he's behind bars and let the justice system deal with him.
You know, the family's absolutely devastated.
Okay, sorry. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Okay. But anyway, let me get to the next story. Okay. This one's going to be a heartbreaker. Okay. Not to say this one wasn't a heartbreaker. It was. But this is another example of black femicide. Some that say, oh, it's not a thing. All men unalive the women in their communities. And you know, statistically, that is true, because people in their own group, the same ethnicity and racial group, they're around each other more often than others. So, yes, they're going to delete their own more than others. Okay. But what you got to do is dig in the percentages. And it's overwhelmingly black women. It's horrible. I mean, they are the most unprotected. They are the most deleted. They are the most human trafficked. You can't dismiss it and say everybody does it. And if you think I'm full of crap, look in the numbers. Do some research. Okay? And don't go to some YouTube weirdo that thinks he knows all the answers and makes stuff up. Actually, look in police statistics. Okay? Do your research. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this up here.
Well, we know the family's absolutely devastated, but they have so many questions, too, in terms of the investigation. Police are still trying to piece a lot of things together themselves, but the family has questions relating to how can something like this happen when their daughter tried to do the right thing.
She led with her heart. She would give you the shirt off of her back. She was always helping people.
LaDonna Kim says that's exactly what her daughter was doing when her life was stolen from her over the Labor Day weekend. Family members say 27-year-old Donna Wilbert was gunned down at Hollywood Coney Island.
Donna Wilbert, remember her name.
On Detroit's west side early Sunday morning, not long after she tried to break up a fight.
We had to even tell her, like, you can't pull over in your car when you by yourself because you see somebody on the road and they need help because it's dangerous out there. But she was kind of like the type of person that would have to, like, try or see for herself.
It started with Donna and her girlfriends having a fun night out. They went to the Coney Island for a bite to eat when an argument developed between two men and a woman, according to sources.
She just wanted everybody to go home and get home. And I'm very sure in my thoughts of knowing that she wanted to get home. I guess the guy followed her out and she was able to get herself out of the restaurant and she was shot in the parking lot.
Although
Wow. Let this sink in. That beautiful young lady you seen that was young and beautiful had her whole life ahead of her. And you could see her mother, the sweetness that she has. And for trying to break up a fight, you got to take someone's life. She wasn't attacking nobody. She wanted to make it peaceful. She thought if she could break up the fight and have these people come to their senses, that there would be a peaceful solution, right? But instead, some dude comes out and takes her life, some cowardly piece of garbage. What the heck is wrong with people? It's taking somebody's life. Why? Because she interrupted your argument, trying to create a peaceful situation because of the kindness of her heart. And she's probably like her mother there, you know, speaking sweet and soft and just like, you know, just want people to get along. The things that people take each other's lives for is just mind-boggling. I can't. Another beautiful black woman is unalived because some jealous piece of shit that is caught in his feelings and just takes her life. For what? She was trying to get you guys to be peaceful. Wow, I can't. I can't. This is, whoever did this deserves to be sent to meet their maker, because you take a life, you should lose yours, because this is garbage.
We couldn't actually touch her when we went to go view her based upon the circumstance. She even had a smile on her face as we had to observe her in her last state.
She was doing the right thing, and that's what angers me.
Detroit activist Pastor Mo works with many community groups teaching de-escalation techniques to quash beefs before they ever can turn violent. He offered this advice for safe conflict resolution.
Make sure you're in a lighted area. Read body language. Look and see if they're reaching. Look and see if there's anything poking out their waist. Look at their type of demeanor. This is the kind of person that they...
All right, Pastor. Yeah, that sounds great and wonderful. I get it. But in today's world, you can't even do that. You can't even try to get a peaceful resolution. That cowardly chicken shit unalived a young black woman because she tried to have a peaceful solution. I mean, seriously. And she probably is thinking like, you know, Pastor Colorado Rocky fan dude. Okay, that's a good team. But, you know, I get it. You want a peaceful solution, right? But In today's world, you can't even do that. I mean, there was a couple cases in my own home state where there were people got in an argument out in the street, right? Some road rage, and some dude just opened fire and ended up killing a little girl. I mean, that's where our mentality is in these days. You don't think the world's getting evil? You don't think we're headed for the end times? Oh, this is a perfect example. Anybody that would delete a young lady for trying to have a peaceful solution, something's wrong. Anybody that would delete their own mother, something's wrong. Something evil is going on. And we act like it don't happen because of an image of a group of men, instead of the men putting the black woman's image up front and protecting her. They're worried about how they look. Well, when you put yourself first, you look a lot worse. When you protect the women in your community, you usually turn out better off. I'm just saying.
Would have a weapon. If this is a working class person who maybe got on work clothes, you might can reason with them. There's somebody with a hoodie on. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but there's somebody who looks like they could be dangerous, menacing.
Okay, now he's talking about somebody with a hoodie, right? Or how they look. Oh my God, that's profiling. That's racist. So he's got a hood. No, but this is right. How somebody dresses and how they conduct themselves could be a red flag. Someone that's edgy, somebody that's not acting right. I'm just saying. Observe people's behavior. Observe everything about them, because you never know.
Or just don't care. Be careful how you approach somebody who could be having a mental breakdown.
Meantime, Donnae's family is determined to make sure her legacy lives on.
I just want whoever did this to know they took away such a bright light that shined on so many.
Look at her. Look at her. She's beautiful. I mean, look, she's young, she's beautiful, got her whole life ahead of her. She's got a good heart. She tried to resolve a heated situation, tried to make it peaceful, and some jackass put bullets in her. How can anybody do that to a woman? I mean, seriously. What kind of evil demon are we dealing with that would do that to a young lady like this? And you know, I don't know who she is, but I tell you what, I bet she was a sweet young lady. I bet she had a heart of gold. Just listen to her mother talk. For trying to calm down a situation, you got to take a bullet? Oh, but black femicide ain't real. It ain't a real thing. It's just trying to make black men look bad, right? Well, when this happens, it makes us all look bad. Because we ain't doing enough to stop this garbage.
Many different people. Everybody that she ever talked to will remember her because of just her great shine. Just her personality was amazing, and she was amazing.
And no known arrests have been made. Police are still investigating, and they ask anyone with any information, anyone who may have seen something, no matter how small of a detail, to call Detroit police. We're live at the 8th Precinct. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Yeah, Dave, it seems so tragic when she was walking away in the parking lot, nearly free of this situation, to have it take such a turn.
Yeah, that's right. And police do have some surveillance video from the actual restaurant. We did talk with the owner of the restaurant. So he said police are looking at that video, trying to get more information. So hopefully some leads will come from that. That's very critical in all of this.
Yeah, and hopefully some tips come in. Thank you for that report as well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to follow this and see if they come up with any leads. If they do, if they find a suspect or find out who did it, I'll on my next news reporting, I'll put that out there. But this is a tragedy. It makes no sense. She wasn't fighting with the people. She's trying to make it a peaceful solution. She's trying to calm them down. But, oh my God, all communities do this. Black femicide ain't a real thing. Really? Is this news report made up? You've seen 2 black women deleted. Okay? You say, well, that's Detroit. It's dangerous. Well, it's dangerous everywhere. But look at what caused these women to lose their life. They weren't involved in gang violence. They weren't selling drugs. They weren't connected with, corrupt people. One was a mother that was 66 that gave birth to a child that, decided the right thing was to take her life. That gave birth to him, that raised him. And then you got a young lady that somebody shot because she tried to break up a fight. I mean, it's gone to be where you see somebody in need and hurt, you just got to just let them just take whatever. But you know what I think it is? It's a lack of morals. It's about excuses. It's about being a victim. And it's about not taking accountability for your own actions. That is the problem. And when you get to that point where you're a victim and it's never your fault and it's everybody else's fault, there are some males out there that think anything they do is okay. And then for us that, it don't concern me. It's none of my business. Can't get in the black people's business. No, I'm a white guy. I can't talk about this. Well, that's the freaking problem. We all need to talk about this. There's a young woman that lost her life for breaking up a fight. There's a 66-year-old woman that lost her life by a son that's ungrateful. And we're supposed to act like it don't happen. Oh, but we protest for George Floyd. Damn right. We're going in. We're going to burn cities for him. But black women, nothing to see here. Nothing to see. This is disgusting. This is pathetic. I should not have material to make these damn stories. This should be so rare I can't even do it. But I can. It's too damn easy. I could do a black femicide story every damn night. And how many people say, you know what? You know what, Roadrunner? I agree with you. You're right. No. It's just to make the black man look bad. It's made up. It's just false statistics. It's white supremacy. That's why they did it. Oh, it's not their fault. Poor baby. Yeah, when you coddle men, this is what happens. When you tell them they're the most desired, the best that God ever made, this is what happens. When you tell them it's women's fault, and black women, when you jump on the sword for these dudes and say, okay, I got to do better, this is what happens. When you worship a group of men, this is what happens. Tell me I'm wrong. When men lay down with women and don't become a husband and father, this is what happens. When men look at women as sex objects and do the pump and dump and be players and pimps, this is what you get. These are the type of men that you raise. This is what you get. And I bet that poor lady that lost her life, she probably called her and said, "Oh, you're the most desired, you're the most beautiful, you're the best." Who knows? Maybe she told him, "You need to get a job and get off your butt and do something." I don't know. But when you coddle men, listen to me, ladies. I know you love your sons, okay? All women love their sons. But if there's not a man there to put the smack down on that little boy and make him a man, you're going to have to do something, okay? And I'm not putting the blame on women, because women don't know how to raise men, just like men don't really know how to raise girls to be young women. We just don't. That's why we need both parents. But I tell you, the biggest damage you could do to men, the biggest way you could hurt men, is to coddle them. And I'm talking to those pro-black women that black men are everything and God and everything. Once you start coddling them, they'll turn on you. Once you start telling them they're the best without having to earn that, they'll turn on you. Once you start blaming everybody but them, they'll turn on you. Men are not to be coddled. Now, I'm not saying be mean to your sons. Love them, give them hugs. Yes, that's what mothers do that. But do not tell them they're better than anybody else. You know, because their value, their success, their value as a man is determined by their actions, by their choices, by what they do, not by their skin tone or what they look like. I'm telling you, these dudes are coddled. They're jealous because they've been told they're the best their whole life. And I'm not saying, destroy their self-esteem. No, but just bring reality to them. And I'm telling you, black women don't need to do better. It's the black men that do. I'm sorry to say it. I don't like saying it. I wish I could say all men are great men, but men in today's world suck across the board. But the men that are going to be successful, that are going to make things happen, are the ones that can take accountability and accept the truth and try to fix it instead of trying to cover it up. Because the more you coddle men, the more you're going to see mothers unalived. The more you're going to see young black women shot in the back because they tried to have a peaceful solution. The more of this you're going to see. We need to respect women. We need to love women, especially black women. Damn it, they've been getting the short end of the stick forever. It's time this needs to change. Let me pull this up here. This is ridiculous. I just can't. And the thing of it is, it don't matter with these black women. It's happening all over. They could be upper class, lower class. We're seeing everyday black women being unalived by their boyfriends. We're seeing black women that are doctors and nurses being unalived. We're seeing black women that are police officers unalived. We're seeing black women that try to be peaceful and do a good deed being unalived. We're seeing black women that are mothers that have sacrificed for the children being unalived. And nobody says a damn thing except the news reporting. And then it's only local. You're not going to see it on Fox News, are you? You're not going to see it on CNN or MSNBC or any of those networks. No. You know why you're not going to see it? Because if you dig down to it, there will be a group of men that are doing the most of this. And we can't have that. We got to protect those men. We got to, have that worship going on. We can't, oh, we're just going to write it off as white supremacy. Let's do that. But that don't fix the problem. I'll send the link a little later. I got some other stories I want to cover. I'm just saying, this is ridiculous. None of these women should have lost their lives. They weren't in criminal activity. They weren't doing drugs on the side. There was nothing. One was a mother and one was trying to do a good deed. Really? Shoot, I think women of other races dealing in criminal activity are more protected than black women living a peaceful life. Doing the right thing. These women did the right thing. Okay. All right, let me look. Okay, you know how I feel on this. This should have never happened. This is ridiculous. But we need to look, we don't solve problems by ignoring them and hope they go away. But I got to do this disclaimer. Not all. Okay, I get it. Most men would not delete women. Okay, that's the truth. But this is happening way too often, though, and the percentages are not good. Okay, let me get off that right now. I want to give you a news story that's happening in my state, at my own home. Okay, and this is about gun control. Okay. And I know, okay, some people are going to be for gun control, some against it, okay? I'll tell you my position. I'm not going to hold your position against you, okay? You have a right to your beliefs, just like I do, okay? I'm pro Second Amendment. I think everybody has the right to bear arms. That's in our Constitution. That's in the federal Constitution. That's in my state Constitution. Okay? All right. I understand people on the left, they think they take guns away, they'll eliminate crimes, people won't get shot. I understand. Okay? I understand their passion. They want people to be safe. But here's what I think about that. I think it's not the gun that unalives the people. It's the one that pulls the trigger. Okay? I've had guns all my life. Since I was 4 till now. I've been trained on guns. I've shot guns. My father taught me how to shotgun. It is part of our culture. We do it with hunting. Or we just like to go target practice. I've done it all my life. Okay? My kids have shot weapons. It's part of our culture. None of us have ever gone in and just shot at people. We don't do that. Okay? We understand and we're responsible for this. Okay? But if somebody comes in my home and tries to unalive me or my family, I have the right to protect myself. Okay? We have the right to bear arms. It's in our Constitution. Okay? Now, if somebody's mentally unstable and can't handle that responsibility, I got it. They don't need to have a gun. I get it. Okay? And we don't want to see children shot in the street, none of that stuff. But let me tell you something. You can do all the legislation you want. You could take our guns away, but criminals will still have them and they will use them. They don't care about gun laws. It's people like me, law-abiding citizens. All you're going to do is take a gun away from me that I'm using for hunting or to protect my family. That's it. Okay? Now, you have whatever belief you want to believe. That's fine. I respect that. But Once we take away the gun, are we going to take away knives? I know in Europe they have stabbing incidences that are happening all over. Well, is the knife the problem? Do we take away all knives so people don't cut each other? People have used cars to assault people and unalive them at protests or whatever. So do we take cars away from people because it's unsafe? I mean, how far do we go with this safety? Okay. We're not in a perfect world. But anyway, before I get to this story, okay, this is happening in my own state. My own governor took action to ban guns in a county for 30 days because there were some kids that got shot. Okay. I understand the passion, but you cannot circumvent the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay. Criminals don't abide by the laws anyway. They're going, you take guns away from the law-abiding citizen, you just make them unprotected from, people that have guns. I mean, look at our history. You take the Klan, for example. Down south, they took away guns and weapons from black people, and then the Klan could roll in with weapons and do whatever they want. Okay? We have the right to bear arms to protect ourselves and our families. Okay? That's where I stand on this. You can believe what you want. And like I said, I'm not going to hold a grudge or whatever. But you cannot, create your own laws, and you can't go against the Constitution. But you look at this news story and you tell me what you think.
Openly and proudly rallied.
Okay. All right. Now, this is happening in my own hometown. This is in the biggest county, not biggest, but most populated county. Okay. Our governor of New Mexico took away the right to open carry. Okay. We are an open carry state. And we have the right to bear arms in the federal constitution and in the state constitution. But let's continue.
Today, dozens of New Mexicans openly and proudly rallied against the governor's public health order, armed with plenty of guns. They protested and laid out their plan in Old Town Albuquerque. Tamara Lopez was there and found out if any of them got cited for breaking the rules.
This will not stand. We will not comply.
That was more than obvious Sunday in Albuquerque's Old Town. More than 100 people openly carrying their guns as they protested the governor's recent controversial move on firearms.
We're not here to cause any issues. We're just here to, express our amendment rights, and, we'll go from there.
This was a rally against part of Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's public health emergency on gun violence, specifically the part where she banned carrying guns, either through an open or concealed carry permits in Bernalillo County and the city of Albuquerque for 30 days.
No constitutional right, in my view, including my oath.
Okay, this is the governor of New Mexico. Okay, this is Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, governor of New Mexico. Okay, she's about gun control. She wants to take guns off the street. We're an open carry state, but this is who she is. But I'll let you have your own opinion. Let me rewind it a bit. Okay. So you can hear her speak. Okay.
Carrying guns, either through an open or concealed carry permits in Bernalillo County and the city of Albuquerque for 30 days.
No constitutional right, in my view, including my oath, is intended to be absolute There are restrictions on free speech. There are restrictions on my freedoms.
My jaw dropped. For a Second Amendment to be suspended, it's unconstitutional. Let's put it that way. A lot of people here feel the same way.
Republican State Representative Stephanie Lord represents a district including Sandia Park, and she was at the Old Town rally and is taking her anger a step further.
So this is why I filed an impeachment. Representative John Block and I filed impeachment, which we plan to have done this week, and we plan on trying to push that through because.
Okay, let me give you a bit on what's going on in my state of New Mexico. Okay, the Republican Party is bringing up impeachment on our governor, which is a Democrat. Okay, all right. Well, the state of New Mexico is two out of three. I mean, Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1. Okay, 2/3 of our House, our Senate, our Senate and House in the state is Democrat. Will they impeach her? No, I don't see that happening. But she did violate the New Mexico state constitution and the federal constitution, the right to bear arms. She made an executive order to ban, carrying a weapon, which, and she did it in the most populated county. This don't affect my county. I can open and carry in my county, but I can't go to the neighboring county, which is the biggest population, and carry a gun because of her executive order. But it goes against the state and federal constitution. So that's what's going on. Okay, she feels she needs to do this to, make it safe for the time being, I guess. But you make the call.
She has done an illegal act and violated her oath.
What is her pitch for a solution to gun violence in our state? Representative Lord believes the governor should reconsider legislation that got nowhere in the roundhouse.
So what she should do is go back and look at the bills that we tried to present on the Republican side, that we tried to make it that if you're a felon doing a crime, we want to increase the penalties and keep you behind bars.
While the people at the rally are far from supporting the governor's decision, there is an agreement at the center of all this debate.
Governor, we understand what you're trying to do. We get it. We understand that, there's a huge amount of gun violence here in New Mexico. We get it. Be harder on crime. Keep them in jail.
Plenty of guns. They protested and laid out their plan.
Oh, whoa, what? Sorry. How did I
saying
get...
to him, no citation.
We get it. We understand that, there's a huge amount of gun violence here in New Mexico. We get it. Be harder on crime. Keep them in jail.
Yes, and that's a good point. Look, New Mexico and crime in the Albuquerque area is horrible. Okay, we're starting to get like almost like the big cities, almost like Detroit and Chicago. Not that bad, but what I'm saying is the size we are per capita, we're pretty bad. There's a lot of gun violence, and children are getting, shot and stuff. And like you said, I understand what you're trying to do, but you cannot violate the Constitution. Okay? And I guarantee, and look, the ones that actually unalive children are not law-abiding citizens. They're not concealed permit carrier people. They're criminals. We need to be tougher on crime. This is the problem. We're soft on crime, but hard on the citizens. We're going to take away your gun rights, but we're going to be softer on crime. And our state is real soft on crime. It really is. And that's why we have so much crime. They've made even Grand Theft Auto not a felony anymore. Can you believe that? I'm just saying.
And that's all we ask.
Tamara Lopez, KOB4.
We reached out to state police to see if any of the armed protesters were cited. A rep got back to us saying, to his knowledge, no citations were.
Okay, nobody was cited. You see all them people carrying rifles and pistols. Okay. That's their right within the state constitution. We're an open carry state. Okay. Nobody was cited on that executive order because it's unconstitutional. And if they were cited, they could sue in court, and I'm sure they're going to win. The governor's going to be in hot water. She's going to lose this. Okay. That's my opinion. It's going to go to the state Supreme Court, and then it could even go to the U.S. Supreme Court. Okay. The right to bear arms is a hot topic. It always will be. Okay. Guns, look, I'm going to say this. Guns don't kill people. The one that pulls the trigger does. A gun is a tool. Okay? Just like a knife, it's a tool. The knife ain't going to just jump up and hurt you. Just like a gun ain't going to just jump up and just start shooting people. Someone's got to pull that trigger. But, I understand people, have their beliefs. Some people think guns should just go away altogether. And somehow we'll have a safer society. I don't think so. We're always going to have violence. We're always going to have evil people. But we got to make sure that the innocent are protected. Now, that's my take on it. But anyway, however you believe, that's up to you. Okay, like I said, I got people that are friends that believe in gun control and that's going to fix everything. I disagree. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring this down. Okay, this next video is CNN. This got national coverage. Okay, our fight with gun control in the state of New Mexico got a lot of coverage. Okay, it's just a shame that black women being unalived ain't getting the same attention, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, let me show you this next video.
I'm trying to look at solutions to address the gun violence directly and not be overshadowed by a court order that is not going to be enforceable. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to waste our time. I want to make sure that we have real solutions to battle the gun violence.
So that was the sheriff of New Mexico's most...
Okay, that's Sheriff of New Mexico. He disagrees with her executive order. Okay? So there is a battle with the governor and law enforcement. Law enforcement knows it's unconstitutional, and they don't agree with it. And this executive order isn't being enforced, because it's unconstitutional. But anyway, this is CNN's take on it.
Populous County responding last night to the governor's controversial gun violence order, calling it unconstitutional. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham last week declared a public health emergency and announced a 30-day ban on carrying firearms, open or concealed, in public areas in Albuquerque and its county. She issued the emergency order after the shooting deaths of 3 children this summer.
Okay, this is what happened in my state. Okay? So there is a problem with crime in the state of New Mexico. July 28th, a 13-year-old girl was shot. August 14th, a 5-year-old girl was shot. September 6th, 11-year-old boy. Okay, this is horrible. Okay? Now I understand people on the left, their compassion, they don't want nobody to get hurt or shot. I get it. But this is happening by criminals. This ain't people that obey the law. Okay? There's always going to be weapons on the black market. There's always going to be criminals that have them. They don't register their weapons. They don't wait for the background check. They don't get a concealed to carry permit. Okay? They're not interested in following the laws. They're criminals. Okay? But this has been going on. We have a crime problem in New Mexico.
That includes an 11-year-old boy shot and killed outside of a minor league baseball stadium just last week, as well as mass shootings in the state. The Democratic governor's move is facing pushback from law enforcement officials and gun rights groups. At least 2 organizations have filed lawsuits arguing that it violates the Second Amendment. And over the weekend, some New Mexicans openly defied this mandate during a protest.
We all agree that the governor has overstepped her authority and is actually in violation of the law.
I don't know what her thought process was that she suddenly thought she could trample the Second Amendment.
Joining us now for her first national televised interview since issuing this order is the governor of New Mexico, Michelle Lujan Grisham. Governor, thank you for your time this morning. And let's get to exactly that. We just heard from the sheriff. He joins the attorney general and others who say they won't enforce it. It's unconstitutional. Why do it if it can't be enforced?
Well, that's their opinion. They have no bold actions. They don't have any plans for reducing gun violence. Every single aspect in terms of preventing gun violence, funds, crime labs, more than $150 million for retention, bonuses, and recruitment of new police officers. I'm focused on one thing. We have the third highest gun-related injuries in the country, 90% higher than the national average. We lost 143 children between 2017 and 2021. It is unacceptable, and it calls for immediate.
Okay, let me say about that. When you reduce the police force, okay, and when you relax your laws, you embolden criminals. And look, our laws are soft on criminals. And this political thing of defund the police, which she was a part of that. She agreed with that. Now you want to be playing on the side of law enforcement. Okay? You can't have it both ways. All right? If you're going to put a ban on guns, you got to hire a lot more police officers, because the reaction time of police, I mean, what is that? And someone can be assaulting you before you get to the phone to dial 911. Everything, police can't do everything. Okay? And look, the children that are getting shot and the innocent people that are getting shot, it's not by gun owners that follow the law. It's by criminals. So, I mean, anyway, but let's continue.
And swift and bold action. And frankly, the evidence bears out over and over again. Fewer guns on the streets makes everyone safer, and I'm focused on everyone's constitutional right.
I disagree. Fewer guns on the streets means criminals have them, means law-abiding citizens do not. You're taking guns away from law-abiding citizens. Because look, I want to follow the law, and if I'm not allowed to have a gun, well, I just don't have one. I don't like it, but I got to follow the law. A criminal says, wait, he's not going to a gun store saying, hey, let me do my background check so I can get this gun to go rob a liquor store. No, it ain't going to happen. In fact, the guns they get are going to be ones that have the serial numbers scraped off, are guns that are hard to be traced. Okay? I don't buy that. You don't make something safer by just getting rid of guns. You make it safer by changing the hearts and minds, moral structure, accountability, tough crime laws. Okay, you want to deter a criminal. If they do a crime with a weapon, they take a life, they lose their life. If we did that, they wouldn't be so eager to go off and shoot somebody. Just saying.
Not just those the NRA says I should be focused on.
Yeah, it's not just the NRA. Here's one other concern from the sheriff. Here's what he told my colleague Caitlin Collins last night.
In a couple of months or a year down the road, we're the ones stuck in court, and we're the ones getting sued over all of these infringement of rights and all these other court battles, when I could be focusing so much more on crime.
Has any law enforcement officer in Albuquerque or the county actually enforced this yet?
Well, we haven't issued any civil penalties, but that doesn't mean that we're not and that we don't have the ability to do that.
But that's a no, right?
You don't have the legal authority. You're violating the state and federal constitution. Okay? You're making it rougher on your sheriff here that's trying to enforce the law. You can't just take away guns and everything's peaches and cream. Okay? The guns ain't doing it. It's the one pulling the trigger. Yeah, that's right. The NRA did do that. The NRA was made for blacks to be protected from the KKK. Yes, because gun control in the South did that so black people would not have a way to defend themselves, so the KKK could just roll up with their guns and there's no protection. Okay? And look, guns are a good thing used the right way. A single mother that has children that ain't real physical strong, having a gun to protect her and her children, that's a good thing, because a big burly man can't just break in and just do what he wants. Okay? So having a gun is a constitutional right, and it is for protection. Thank you for that comment, Kathleen. That is true.
Pushback I get from every single, well, it's a no this minute, but that doesn't mean that we aren't, and it doesn't mean that we don't have additional police presence. And if not this bold action, making sure that you're safe going to the grocery store, you're safe going to a baseball game, you're safe walking on a hiking trail. There are individuals, including young people, where it's illegal today to have a handgun. Openly carrying handguns. My question to law enforcement is, where are you? Where are you in that young 11-year-old, Froylin Villegas?
Okay, now she's going on law enforcement. Where are you? That shooting, where are you? Well, police can't be everywhere, lady. It's impossible. Sometimes you're going to be in a situation where police can't get to you. Sometimes there's going to be someone that breaks into your house and wishes to do harm on you. There's going to be a young woman that's alone with her children, and some evil dude's going to want to rape her and do harm to her, and the police can't respond in time. There was a case way back where this young lady had children. She was a single mother because her husband lost his life, I think it was in either Iraq or Afghanistan, so she was alone. These people knew it, and they broke into her home, and she was there with their children hidden in a closet. Okay? But she had a gun, and she was able to shoot these guys and protect her and her children. But if there was a gun control law, they would have raped her, they would have AR'd her, they would have harmed her children, they probably would have unalived them. But you know what? The police did respond. But all this took place before the police could get there. Police can only respond as quick as they can. They got to get the call and know what's going on. And then once they know, they jump in their squad car or whatever and race to the scene. But by that time, it could be over. So blaming the police. Look, police, they're not perfect. Okay? They can't respond to everything. Sometimes we got to protect ourselves. Sometimes we got to defend ourselves and our families. And having a gun for protection, it is a good thing. Okay?
17 rounds were fired into that gun. 35,000 rounds are fired at least annually in Albuquerque alone. You are not safe going to work, getting your prescription drugs, or going to a public park. And it was.
Well, how about being tougher on crime? Okay? Taking the gun out from the law-abiding citizen is not going to make it safe. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Isn't just about a cooling off period. It's about making sure that everyone is safer while we do bolder work to get at both the drug epidemic and the gun violence epidemic. And it's not for police to tell me what's constitutional or not. They haven't supported one Not one gun violence effort in the state of New Mexico,
So, Governor,
including domestic violence protections, universal background checks. And I know you want to ask me a question, so I'll take a breath. But these are NRA talking points about their rights and not about anybody else's. And it's not a ban. It's a temporary pause so that we can make this community safer.
Okay, let me tell you about the temporary pause. Now I'm going to tell the facts, okay? She didn't take away your right to have a gun, okay? You just can't open carry in Bernalillo County in the Albuquerque area, the biggest population in New Mexico, okay? It's a 30-day ban, okay? So it is temporary, but here's the thing. It's still a violation of the state constitution and federal constitution. Okay? Because who's to say she does one 30-day ban and does another 30-day ban and says, well, we need 60 days, we need more time. Then she takes your gun away, your right to bear arms. You can't circumvent the Constitution of the United States of America. And you circumvented the Constitution of the state of New Mexico. God help us. Texas, do you got room for me? I'm coming over. I'm serious. You know what? Is there room in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Can I move there?
I hear you, and I'm glad you mentioned Ferlin Villa's name, 11 years old, also in July. You had Amber Archuleta, 13 years old, killed. You had Galilea Samigo in August. I want to mention those names because those are kids. They're kids who shouldn't be shot. But we also have, Governor, the Constitution of New Mexico and the Constitution of the United States, and you're an attorney. Do you think you're on solid constitutional ground here?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, look,
No, you don't. What do you mean we're going to see?
I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I had the right. I have the right.
Where is the right? Where is the right?
In the state of New Mexico. Public health, it's a suspension. It's not a ban. And we'll see what all of these court actions do. And I did say publicly, Poppy, look, I got a Supreme Court that says my personal bodily autonomy can be restricted, and yet NRA and other issues, the Second Amendment keeps getting broadened. So the Bruin case in New York, right, that deals with concealed carry, and cases in Texas
and that's
that say
actually,
you can
Governor,
be
what I'm talking about. You bring up the Bruin case. The Supreme Court last year. Let me just ask you this, because the Supreme Court last year totally changed what we're allowed to do, what you're allowed to do. And they said, unless you can base it in the history and tradition, you don't have grounds to do something like this. The New Mexico Constitution, I looked last night, Article 2, Section 6 says this, quote, no law shall abridge the right of citizens to keep and bear arms for security and defense. No municipality or county shall regulate in any.
Okay, there it is. That's our Constitution, right? New Mexico Constitution, Article 2, Bill of Rights. 6 rights to bear arms. No law shall abridge the right of the citizen to keep and bear arms for security and defense. No municipality or county shall regulate in any way an incident of the right to keep and bear arms. Okay, so there it is in the Constitution. She can't use an incident to take away our right to bear arms. No municipality or county, no government official can do this. It's our right in the state of New Mexico to bear arms. No government official can take that away from us. Okay? She claims she's protecting us, protecting everybody's constitutional rights. She's not. Okay? And I guarantee the ones that shot the children are not law-abiding citizens. They're criminals. Deal with the criminals. Okay? She's totally out of bounds. Okay? And then the federal Constitution, we have the right to bear arms also. So she's got a double whammy. Okay? And look, you can believe in what she's doing. There are people that support her. I understand her emotions. I get it. We don't want to see anybody get hurt by guns. But it's not the guns that's the problem. It's the individuals. It's the criminals. Okay?
Anyway, any incident of the right to keep and bear arms, are you not in violation of both the U.S. Constitution and your state's Constitution?
I don't
You're in violation.
believe that we are. And if that narrow reading of the Constitution, which has been tested in the state, we wouldn't have universal background checks. We wouldn't have a waiting period. We wouldn't have a red flag law. We wouldn't have prohibitions for straw purchases. None of those would have been deemed constitutional. And today, all of them are.
They were before
These
the Supreme Court
absolute right
ruled that.
discussions. Fair, but they haven't been tested again.
Okay.
And so for law enforcement,
Test it again. How many times you go and test it to get your way?
and I understand not really. Look, if you want the community to be safer, show me that you can do that. If you're not going to stand up for these kids and really test as hard as you can.
There we go, blaming the police again. It's their fault. It's guns that's the problem. Police need to respond better. Sometimes the police can't get there. It's not that they don't want to get there to help. It's they just can't. How quick can someone break in your house and put a bullet in your head and you don't even have a chance to call the police? Just saying. Police can't be everywhere at all times. The best police precincts in America can't be everywhere. You're relying totally on the government to take care of us, take away our guns and everything, and then hopefully the police can protect us. I don't think so.
Getting fewer guns and dealing with gun violence in a meaningful way, then you're basically saying that you won't be responsible to protect the citizens.
Yeah, how much time are these guys going to spend in jail for the gun violence? I just want to know.
Of the state. Well, I will, and I will do everything in my power to turn the tide and to make sure every New Mexican, particularly children, are safe.
To law-abiding citizens, gun owners in your state, I think they're wondering this morning, is this more about making a statement than about enforcing this? I want to play for people an exchange you had with a journalist at your press conference last week. Here it was.
Do you really think that criminals are going to hear this message and not carry a gun in Albuquerque on the streets for 30 days?
No.
Okay, there you have it. She admitted criminals ain't going to adhere by her law, her executive order. They're going to carry a gun. They don't care. A criminal ain't going to follow the law, your executive order, which ain't really a law. It's a violation of the Constitution. So really, it's just your opinion. You're trying to legislate what people do with executive orders to circumvent the Constitution. You're trying to go around the Constitution and take away that constitutional right. You can't do that. The Constitution is set in stone. Just because your governor don't give you the right to violate our constitutional rights, because I get it. Children have been shot, and that's horrible. But it's not guys like me or the people protesting. They're not going out there shooting children. I'm not. So you're going to take our gun away. The criminal's going to have it. The criminal don't give a damn about your executive order. He don't care about your feelings. The criminal's going to do it. That's why they're criminals. They break the law. They don't follow them. Do you think they care about your executive order? Really? Just saying.
You said no. Are you going to keep doing this? 30 days, take it up to the Supreme Court? Or is this about a statement right now?
Hey, guys, I'm going to have to step out for a minute, but I'm going to play this video through. I just got to take a bathroom break real quick, and just go ahead and watch the rest of this video, and I'll be right back.
No, listen, I can make any number of statements and already have. In 2007, I was very clear about where I stood in my initial congressional race about gun violence. So this is nothing new. But the rates of gun violence in my state, third worst in the nation, are absolutely unacceptable. And while I see that it is getting more challenging to find strategic efforts that keep everyone safe, that doesn't mean I shouldn't do them. And it's not the only thing in the order. It's about public places. It's about making sure we don't have guns at schools. It's about testing for fentanyl in wastewater at schools and other areas where I think that we have a growing problem.
To be clear, in your executive order, you're right.
I mean,
only
it's not
one
just
part
that.
of this is being challenged by the courts. You try to do a lot of
That's
other
right.
things. I'm glad you mentioned that. Just let me ask you one final question about executive power, right? That's a big thing you're testing here, too. Are you overreaching? Let me give you a hypothetical, right? You're a Democratic governor who's doing this. What if a Republican governor of a state declares a health emergency and unilaterally outlaws abortion in that state, where the legislature has not done so by statute? Following your logic, would that also be sound?
Oh, good point. See how, and here's the thing. That's a good point. Okay. When you get caught up in politics and your beliefs and you go against laws, would a Republican or a pro-life politician say, you know what? We need an executive order, a health crisis, because we got to stop abortion because, you know what? There was some women that were, lost their life by going through the procedure. So to protect the people in New Mexico, we got to outlaw this. Do you think it could go the other way? I'm just saying, we have laws and we have the Constitution for a reason. You can't circumvent them because of your political beliefs, because of how you feel. You got to follow the law. This is the governor of New Mexico. She's got to uphold the laws in the Constitution of the state of New Mexico and the United States of America. That's what you've been elected to do, Governor. That's what you need to do. You can't get caught up in your feelings in politics. You got to follow the law. That's the problem. Okay? And when you start taking executive orders and legislating with feelings, in fact, you take away our constitutional rights. And in fact, you're breaking the law yourself. I'm just saying. Now, should a government official have more privilege than anybody else in the state? Or do we elect them to make choices based on feelings or follow the law? It don't matter what you feel about the Constitution. You have to follow it. It don't matter if you think a law is bad. You can't just say, well, I don't think that's a good law and violate it. You can't. There's some laws out there I don't agree with, but I got to follow them. You know what? There's some moral things going on that I totally disagree with, but if it's a law, I have to follow it. I believe in the right to bear arms, but if she takes away my right, what am I going to do? I'll follow the law, but these criminals will not. That's the problem. You need to follow the law, okay? Laws were put in place, okay? This is what the American people have done. This is the laws. This is our Constitution. Our forefathers made the Constitution for a reason, the right to bear arms for a reason. Okay, we have laws for a reason. And we need to stop this and get caught up in our feelings and politics to where we just change it the way we want it. Okay, that takes legislation, that takes votes. And look, You're not going to get a gun-free state. And God forbid, I hope we don't, because then that goes our constitutional rights. And you think crime will get less? No. And she's saying we're the third worst in the nation on crime. Well, you're the governor. You're elected 2 times. What's that say about you? Just saying. I know that was a personal dig, but I'm not a fan of her. I'm just saying. Okay? But she is the governor. We've got to respect her, but what she's doing is totally wrong. Just saying.
In this situation, honestly, I don't think so, but that is what's happening in this country, is that we've got extremists on this question and on reproductive rights. And the issue about the emergency order, the difference.
Okay, extremists. Okay, what's an extremist? She said extremists on reproductive rights. Okay. Here we go again. Okay? What you view as an extremist, the right views you as an extremist. Okay? You want abortion. On the right, they want gun rights. Okay. But we have laws we got to follow, right? We can't be dictators. We can't just say, okay, I'm in charge. All these laws I don't like are gone. The ones I like are here to stay, whether you're on the right or left. Okay? This is dangerous precedence right here, what she's doing. Okay? When she does an executive order on weapons ban, okay? And listen to me, left. Those of you pro-choicers, listen to me. How about you get someone that's pro-life and says, executive order, state of emergency. We're going to do away with this. Oh, but it's legal in the state. Well, I'm doing an executive order to protect the children. Here's the thing. When you do something like this in politics, don't be surprised when it loops around against what you believe in. Okay? I don't think she gets the point what the lady at CNN was trying to make. She says, you do this with that, someone on the right's going to do this towards your beliefs and not follow the Constitution or the laws. Tell me I'm wrong, guys. I'm trying to be neutral on this, okay? I look, we all got our beliefs, right? I love and respect everybody, okay? But the thing of it is we have a system. We can't circumvent the system just because of how we feel, okay? Anyway, let's continue.
Here is, I had an 11-year-old that was shot and killed with 17 rounds in a road rage. I got a call from a surgeon whose husband was killed in the exact same way in Albuquerque. Violence is growing. Every single investment and strategy, including a bold call to action, has failed. And here, this is about protecting everyone's rights. The Republican governor is about restricting some rights. I think we're going to see these challenges across the country. But I'm going to stand up for the children, and I'm going to stand up for public safety in Albuquerque.
We will watch as you do, and I was asking about the law itself and the reach that you have under the Constitution of the United States and New Mexico. I'm glad you came. This is a really important discussion. Please come back anytime you'd like to continue the conversation, Governor Grisham. Thank you.
Thank you, Poppy.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Pop. Poppy. Is that her name? Okay. All right. A lot of news stories tonight. Look, okay. I just wanted to bring this up, regardless of what you think about gun control, for it or against it. We have a constitution, and look, our government officials need to uphold it because it's law. It's in the Constitution. and to circumvent it because you don't agree with it, that is totally wrong. I totally disagree with her decision. Our laws in New Mexico are relaxed. Yes, our crime rate is skyrocketing, and especially in Albuquerque. Look, I grew up there. I was born and raised there. I got the hell out of there. I'm just saying. Because our laws are relaxed. You know, laws that used to be a felony are no longer a felony in our state. I just it's there's people that have committed homicide and get parole. It just look, it's sad that the children, got shot. None of us want to see that. But criminals will do what criminals do. Look at Chicago. They got the toughest gun control laws ever. Our governor would love to have gun control that Chicago has, right? What's going on in Chicago? How many people are unalived every weekend? How strict are their gun laws? But somehow the criminals get them. I don't want to be like Chicago. Look, I mean, I'm seeing my state go to hell in a handbasket. But I don't think taking guns away from law-abiding citizens is the answer. I think that's going to make it worse. Once you take guns away, then the criminals know that we're not allowed to have guns. That way, when they break into a house, they know you don't have a gun. So they're more emboldened to break into your house. But if they don't know, and they know that this is an open carry state, and a lot of people have guns in their homes, they're going to think twice before breaking in. It's a deterrent. Okay? The crazy thing is in Albuquerque, our biggest city, less people have guns. But where I live, everybody has them. But our neighborhoods are safer. We have less crime. We have better schools. I'm just saying. And that's the truth in a lot of places. But anyway, sorry to go into this. This was happening in my backyard. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me. I don't hold it against nobody. But I think politicians need to follow the law and the Constitution. Okay? I don't think we need to rule off emotions and go what we think's right. Okay? And like I said, she calls it extremists with the abortion thing, right? Well, these people are calling her extremists with the banning of guns. Our constitutional right. So, I mean, you can't have it both ways. Anyway, what happened to the 3 strikes? I thought they were mandatory. I don't know. I think we get so soft on criminals and we make it hard for the citizens. We do. But like I said, there's lawsuits flying all over the place. Okay? She's got a lot of lawsuits coming her way. And she can be impeached, okay, for her actions. In fact, there's movement now to impeach her. Like I said, it's, in our state government, in the House and Senate, 2 out of 3 are Democrats. Okay. So the vast majority of the state is Democrats. So they're not going to impeach her because she's a Democrat. Now, what I will say is there was a lot of Democrats that totally disagree on what she's doing. And there are hard gun control Democrats that disagree with her based on the constitution of it, based on the legality. Okay? So she's not what she did was a bad move. It really was. They can't really support her because it is unconstitutional. So it's not going to look good. But is she going to be impeached? No, I doubt it. I don't see that happening. Because it would take the House, it would take the House and Senate of the state to do it, and it's overwhelmingly Democrat. Our state of New Mexico is a blue state. So, but anyway, it should be 2 strikes. Yeah, right. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to cover tonight. This gun law in New Mexico is getting a lot more coverage than black women being unalived. Unfortunately, I think we should pay more attention to black femicide than this gun law, which this is important. We should focus on it. But I think black femicide's much more of a problem. I don't know. What do you think? You know, I mean, I don't just think black femicide is a problem. I know it is. And it's our fault. Bring back that Biden crime bill. For some people, yes. Yeah, for some people, yes. Most definitely. Now look, I'm all for forgiveness. Look, if you're young and dumb and you rob a 7-Eleven and you go to jail and serve your time, I don't think you should be punished your whole life. I think you should get a second chance, okay? If you steal some stuff, you get caught, do your time. I think we got to have forgiveness, okay? But if you are somebody, no. You should, if you essay a child, we should just take you off the earth. I'm just saying. But if you commit a crime, you steal something, I get it. You should pay, for your crime. But then again, you should get a second chance. You should get forgiveness. Okay. I'm not, and look, I'm not lax on crime. I don't think you should just get away with it. But what I'm saying is, some things we got to forgive. People do make mistakes. We see stupid kids, teenagers go rob a 7-Eleven, get 20 or 30 years, and then we see some blue collar guy that embezzles millions of dollars and goes to a country club prison and then does a few years and comes home. Something's wrong with that. I'm just saying. Our justice system does need some work. But I'm not for relaxed laws on criminals. No. Punishment should fit the crime. I think where the 7-Eleven robbery, the thing is because they use a weapon a lot of times. And yeah, that makes it worse than if they just stole money. But I don't think we should make them wear a scarlet letter the rest of their life because they were 18 and robbed a 7-Eleven. I'm just saying, and that's where my leniency is. But if you are somebody, you should be dealt with and taken out of here. And if you essay a child, you should be gone. You should no longer have your life, in my opinion. Okay? We need to protect women and children. Yeah. But there's a link if you want to come up. I know, Alexander, you're asking for the link. I just wanted to get this stuff out before I dropped it. If anybody wants to come up, I'll stay on for a few minutes. If not, then I'll go ahead and close the show. Saturday night, I'm going to have a show. It's going to be a good one. I'm working on some things. You'll enjoy it, and I'll make it a surprise, but it's going to be awesome. But we're going to go into interracial dating, marriage, and we're going to tell the truth with it. I'm not going to hold back nothing. I'm not going, I'm getting tired. Guys, I'm getting tired of being political correct. I'm getting tired of not hurting people's feelings. And, look, when it comes to, dating and marriage, black women, white men are the best option for each other. I know this ain't part of the news thing, but seriously, I'm not going to apologize for saying that. I'm not going to go back on what I say. It is the truth. And I think women opening up their options, and hear me out, I think that will make black women safer. And I know some of you say, what are you talking about? How could that be? Well, here's the thing. Black women having more options, that will decrease single mothers, children out of wedlock, because you won't be outnumbered. You won't outnumber the men by over 2 million. So you have more opportunities. If you want to get married, you can. So there will be less single mothers. Single mothers are the most vulnerable in America. Let's be honest. Okay? Because the defense of the family and the single mother household is the mother. She's a woman. Okay? Though she does the best she can, she loves her children, and she would give her life for her children. Nothing against these women. But when there's not a man in there to help protect, you're more vulnerable. Okay? That's number one. Number two, black women won't have to date and marry down. They could be with the men at their same economic level, their same education level, or get with men that are further advanced, have more wealth than you. Okay, that'll make it safer. Okay, listen to me. Okay, we can't be vigilantes out roaming the streets and be there when a black woman's being assaulted. Okay, that would be wonderful if we had that power. But usually this happens within the apartment or the household or where nobody's around. We don't even find out till it's over. But black women opening up their options, guess what? You have a more variety of men. There's different neighborhoods, safer neighborhoods. Okay? Now there are black women in every neighborhood in America, from the hood to Hollywood. Okay? But just think the women in the inner cities, they get with men that live in better neighborhoods. More likely they're going to be better protected. I'm just saying, and it's easier to vet when you got a bigger variety than being stuck in a box. Because if you're a black woman and you say you only date and will only marry black men, well, you just set yourself short. So guess what? You have to hope that the man sees you valuable above all the other women. I'm just saying, look, 7% of the population is black women. 7%. Ladies, you can have any ethnicity, any racial group of men you want. It's up to you. But if you get out of that mindset that you got to be pro-black and only be for the black man and lift up the black man and protect the black man and look at the black man as God and just look at a man as a man, you'll be better off. You'll be safer too. Seriously. I believe that. I think this black femicide, I think we can tackle it in different ways than actually going out to the street trying to stop somebody before they do it. Ladies, don't tell me you're only attracted to black men. Don't tell me that some young looking Brad Pitt dude comes up to you, says the right things, that you're not going to be interested. Don't tell me some Chang Lee dude that jumps out of his Kung Fu studio looking like Bruce Lee that you're not going to be interested, ladies. Don't tell me that some Brad out there that's good looking in the corporate world, making good money, living his life, ain't going to turn your head. Don't tell me that the backstreet Tyrone is got a monopoly on you. Because I don't believe it. I think a lot of black women will date and marry out, but a lot of black women have been conditioned thinking that other men do not like you. And I'm telling you, white men are thinking the same thing with you. They think black women are not interested in white men. Because you have these mammies and pick-me-shas that come out and are loud about how much they want to be with a black man. And I would say to men, don't listen to that. Know for yourself. Look, back in my younger days when I was dating, the girlfriends I had, you know what their friends would say? Hey, do you have any friends? They were interested in white guys, but when black women get together in a black environment, they're pro-black. I'm telling you. That ain't all, but I'm just saying, come on. Get to know the truth. Ladies, you pick me's out there, you can't look. And there's some other hardcore, it's black man or nothing. They would even take a bullet to the chest for him. I get it. But there are a lot of black women that want a man that loves them, that have attraction to other men too. Look, and us white guys, there's a lot of us that love black women. We see the beauty. We see your character. We see how beautiful you are. Don't think we don't. Don't think there ain't Brads out there that would love to be in a relationship with a black woman. Don't think that don't exist. And when we get together, guess what? Our marriages are the longest lasting. Guess what? Black women, white men, their marriages have the most wealth. Guess what? Their marriages are the longest lasting. Guess what? Our biracial children are exceeding the standards. Guess what? We're finding true love, even though we don't look alike. Guess what? There are more white men statistically love black women more than black men do. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm wrong. And tell me I'm wrong without going to slavery and Jim Crow. I'm talking in the here and now in 2023. Look, when we marry you black women, us white men, we stay with you. You know what? When we get with black women, we don't go back to Becky or Karen. We don't. Okay? We stay with the black woman. Even if our relationships are failed, we stay with you. Because we love you. Because there's no other woman on earth like you, black women. And I'm serious. If more black women would open up their options, I think this black femicide, the numbers would drop. Okay? And I know I'm going to get hate for this. Oh, you're saying white men are the answer. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying black women opening up their options is the best answer for whatever group of men she chooses to be with. Because when you got everybody, there's more men of character in everybody than just one group. And I tell white men, open up your options. Well, there's plenty of white women for white men. Yeah, there is. But if you want the best option, you got to open up your options. Look, we're getting a better return on Asian women and a lot better return with black women. Just saying. It's all about character. It's about finding true love. It's not about finding a color. I'm just saying. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Is it better for black women to just be loyal to black men and that's it? Or should she open up her options? Look at the stats. Look how well we're doing. You know, and in the swirling gone wrong community, they'll post a video of a white man doing something evil, okay. But they will never break it down in percentages, and they will never show you that black love couple that went wrong. I can make videos and say, you know what? I could show two black people and a black man unaliving a black woman and say, look, black love gone wrong. This is what happens, black women, when you stay with black men. This is what happens. This is what's going to happen to you. Okay, well, you should have listened. Now, okay. I could play that game too. And you know what? I would have a better argument than the swirling gone wrong community. I'm just saying, swirling, you know what? Swirl love does better than any group of love, better than black love, white love, whatever love. Swirl love is where it's at. That's where the true love is. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, but we found one white guy that did something bad. Out of millions, we found some. Okay. Well, we can find some in every group, can't we? You want to put your percentages against mine? I'll play that game. I'll win every time. Just saying. How about it, ladies? Open up your options. Swirl love. Black women, get you a white man. I'm just saying. Look, and let me tell you, and I'm going to say something that's going to trigger people across YouTube. Okay? Are you ready? Look, if you're easily triggered, you might want to, step off for a little bit and come back. I'm going to say something controversial. I'm going to make people mad. You ready? You know what that is? It feels good being a white man married to a black woman. Oh my God, he said it. Oh, it feels good being a white man married to a black woman. Man, that feels good. You know what? I love being a white man married to a black woman. Isn't that beautiful? In America, I could be a white man married to a black woman in today's world. How about that? And you know what? My marriage is successful. You know what? My wife has wealth. You know what? My wife has a roof over her head. She has a house that she made into a home. You know what? My children are successful. They're college educated. Hey, I've been married over 29 years, and I'm a white man married to a black woman. Put that in your swirling gone wrong and turn it sideways and stick it up your candy ass, because you know what? The truth is the truth. Is that a drop the mic moment? Yeah. So all you beta dumplings, take that. I have more success with the black woman than you'll ever have. Point blank, end of story. Okay. Are you guys all right? Now that I got the trigger moment out there, I just had to say it. Alexander, welcome. Good to see you. What's going on?
Not much. Just I was just listening, and it's and I feel like when it comes to when it comes to the black femicide you know, yeah, and I've said this for a long time. You know, there is an agenda to protect the black man, and you know they're using the swirling going wrong stuff because that too is a part of protecting the black man's image as well. And and it's like, you know, it's like it's getting tired. It's really getting tiring, and it's getting annoying at the same time. And the thing of it is, you know, they want to go ahead and you know, try to Pinky wants to know if I'm with a black woman. I'm still single as of right now. But yeah, I appreciate you calling out the BS when it comes to what happens in the black community and what happens to black women. I appreciate that, and you know, the stats for black femicide is there, and for any you know, beta who wants to go ahead and debunk that, you know, they can try, but it's still there. And also, I also believe in the Second Amendment as well. I believe that, you know, if you're a law-abiding citizen, I believe that you have every right to bear arms.
Yeah, I do too. And you know, I'm not mad at people that say, well, gun control, we need to be safe. I understand their feelings, but the thing of it is the reason I'm pro Second Amendment is because that's our right. And a gun is a tool. It's not an object that hurts people. Somebody has to pull that trigger. Okay. And if you're a law-abiding citizen, you have that right. Now, if you're a criminal and you're violent, yeah, you shouldn't be carrying a gun. I get that. We need to have laws. But the thing of it is a woman at home alone with her children should have the right to have a gun. That might be the only thing she has between life and death for her and her children. You know, back in the day in the Old West, the great equalizer was that 6-shooter, right? And a lot of women carried guns. You know why? Because that leveled out. It was the great equalizer, because no big strong dude can go in there and just overpower her, and just, you know, she had that protection. Okay. You know, back in the history with the Klan, they had gun control in the South, where the Klan didn't have gun control, but black people did, and they were assaulted. They were taken advantage of because they didn't look. And the NRA had that so people can protect themselves. We all need to protect ourselves. And look, I've had guns my whole life. Guys, I'm telling you, literally when I was 4 years old, my dad took me out shooting. I got familiar at a young age. Now, I've always been responsible. I never pointed one at nobody. I never shot at nobody. Well, Iraq, that's a different story. But, you know, in the community and stuff, I've been very responsible. My wife, my kids are. We're not doing nothing to nobody, but if somebody breaks in our house and our life is threatened, okay. we got to do what we got to do. The police might not be there in time. Okay? So that's why, I'm for the right to bear arms. And the criminals aren't going to obey these gun laws. They don't care about them. If they cared about laws, they wouldn't be criminals. I'm just saying. So this thing of just getting rid of guns altogether, then you're going to be like Europe. There's going to be people running around with knives stabbing people. I mean, look. I mean, unstable people shouldn't have them, but the law-abiding citizen that's responsible has every right. I'm just saying. And I know I probably ruffled some feathers with my stance and my conservative views, and that's fine. I don't have a requirement of anybody believing in what I do. Okay? I respect your beliefs. You respect mine, and that's cool. I'm just telling you what's going on in my state and how I believe. I feel like I should tell people that and not try to be so neutral you don't know where I'm coming from. Okay? I got people on this channel that are hard left, and that's cool. I love you just the same. I'm just telling you what I see, and I'm telling you my beliefs. But when it comes to Black femicide, look, I think Black women need to open up their options. And I know I'm going to hurt some feelings there. I'll probably lose some people because of my stance on that. That I don't care. I'm the more I go on YouTube, the less politically correct I'm going to be. My eyes are open. I see what Black women are going through. I see how they're being abused. And I look at the numbers and I'm like, no. Sometimes we got to step up to Black men to protect Black women. It just is what it is. Do I particularly want to just go in on any group of men? No, I don't. But if they're hurting Black women, I have no choice. I'm just saying. Yeah, hurt feelings saves lives. And you know what, Black women? You're better off opening up your options. Statistically, you're better off with that white man than the Black man. I'm just saying. And you can hate me for it. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. The numbers do not lie. Now, does that mean that you can't find an evil white man that'll do you wrong? No, you can. They're out there. You need to be careful. That's why you got to vet and have your standards. Okay? And when you vet and you think your vetting process was great and he's a good guy, you still have to have your standards because sometimes people can deceive you. I'm just saying. But you know what? I think Black women, white men need to come together in droves. I think they need to quit pussyfooting around and they need to get to know each other. I think white men need to get out of this white guilt bullshit and step up and approach Black women. And you think they're beautiful and you think they're amazing, you need to tell them that. And you need to do something. I'm so sick of this. And I hate to say this, but a lot of white dudes are just so, I don't know what's wrong with them. They don't just approach. I mean, dang, I talk to white men all the time. Oh, well, I date a Black woman, but they don't like us. Dumbass, give it a shot. Make it a challenge. Find that one that does like you. That was my concept. I don't need most Black women liking me to be with a Black woman, to have a Black wife. I don't need the overwhelming majority to like me. Most of them can hate me. Most of them don't have to have interest. All I need is one. I know the best option. All I need is one. I don't look at Black women as the best option because they like me. No. I look at them as the best option because they are the best option. I look at their education level. I look at their heart. I look at their character. I look at how they treat their men, how loyal they are, how loving they are. That's what makes them the best option, not what they think about me. I mean, I'd love black women to all love me. That'd be wonderful. But the reality is most don't, and that's okay. They're still the best option. And I'm going to have the best option. That's my mentality. And look, if white men would step to the damn plate and get to know black women, we could change this whole world. We could change our nation, our country. We can make this a better place. I think if more black women, white men came together, it would be a better place. And you want to get rid of white supremacy, black people? Open up your options, black women. But here's the thing. As white supremacy goes down, so does black supremacy. But I think that's the problem with a lot of pro-blacks. They want to get rid of white supremacy, but black supremacy is just fine as long as we're at the top. No, it's still racial garbage. At the end of the day, we need to go for the best option. And you know what? And if you can't see the best option and all you see is skin tone, you're a damn idiot. I'm just seeing. And if you see women as the best option because of how they feel about you, you're a damn idiot. The best option is the best option. It don't matter what she thinks of you. Black women have always been the best option. Is that the biggest success someone have amongst women? No, of course not. If I wanted the most success, I would stay with white women or go to Asian women. But the best they're not the best option. And look, don't hate me. I'm not saying they're not a good option. They're not the best. And that's the way I see it. So if I want the best option, I got to work a little harder. I got to prove myself, and I got to go for it. And you know what? With God's help and determination and motivation, I'm going to get there, and I got there. And all you insecure white dudes, get off your dumb ass and approach a black woman. Quit saying, whoa, I heard somebody say they... Shut up. You know what? And look, I'm going in on white men because you know what? I can't sit here and say we're the best option when we're being stupid and passive and not approaching black women. We need to do this. Because I know there's so many that would love to be black. Well, I don't know what to say to her. Well, dumbass, just talk to her. Black women are the most reasonable women out there. You show them love and respect, it goes a long ways. Sometimes just saying hello. Sometimes just getting off your butt and approaching her. You know what? She might actually like you. And if she don't, her friend might. The one thing with black women, they love men that are bold. They love men that go and tell it like it is. They love men that will approach them and not care who's standing around. Tell me if I'm wrong, ladies. They don't like some dude that's like, well, I'll smile at you. Hi. Well, bye. And then take 5 months to even talk to her. I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm going on a rant tonight because I'm seeing a blessing that's not being embraced. I'm seeing white men and black women that are not putting themselves in a position, that are not getting to know each other. And it's not because they don't want to. It's because they're scared. And it's because they've been conditioned for so much. Get out of that conditioning. It's about you. Black women, you are the most beautiful. Now it's time to act like it. And white men, you're supposed to be the most dominating in our country. What the hell are you doing? Get out there and approach a black woman. Talk to her. You know, we have something that black men don't. And I'm going to say this. You know what that is? And not all, but a lot of it is we have empathy. We have a way to express ourselves that can make women heart melt. Look, when I tell people how I feel about black women, and I've made Becky's cry. I made white women go to tears. I've had white women say, damn, I wish a man loved me like that. And all I'm doing is speaking the truth. They could look how I treat my wife, and they'll break down and cry. They'll be like, "Oh my God, he loves her with everything." They're middle-aged and he still loves her. Well, yeah. And sometimes, and I'm telling white men and non-black men, when you get to know a black woman, you tell her what's in your heart and you are honest and truthful, a lot of them will fall in love with you. Because a lot of black women, that's what they want, is a man that's going to be a man that's going to show them love and respect, a man that's going to uplift them and tell them they're beautiful, a man that don't care whether she has a weave or a wig or braids or whatever hairstyle she got. And this is another damn thing that's so pathetic and weak. Why the hell does a man care what a black woman wears? What hairstyle? If she, look, women are attractive or they're not. Look, and here's the thing. I never gave a shit whether a black woman had a weave or braids or natural. As long as she felt beautiful, I'm happy. Now, there's some hairstyles I like more than others, but really, I don't care. If you want to be with me and wear a weave, do it. If you want to have braids or you want to throw on a wig, I don't care. And why we have beta dudes going in on black women for that stupid crap is beyond me. I mean, black women look beautiful no matter what hairstyle they have. Even black women that are bald look beautiful. Shoot, black women do it better than anybody. I'm just saying. Sorry, Alexander. I had to let that out.
No, you're okay. You good. And also, I also agree with what you believe as well. And the thing of it, and like the I would say the black male worshippers, they are also, troublesome as well because I think in order for the law the law enforcement to do their job, and I don't believe that this will happen, but the black male worshippers are going to have to admit that the the black the black male worship it's not working. I mean, is putting people in danger, and is it's legitimately not working. They want, and the thing of it is they trying to and they trying to go ahead and explicitly bestow the black male worshiping onto the younger generation of black women, and I think that it's wrong for them to actually do that because again it's like why teach a child to hate another person for? Yeah, but I think the black male worshippers are also a problem as well.
Yeah. And here's the thing with the black male worshiping. At first I heard that, I was like, okay, you're trying to get under these guys' skin, you're trolling them. But then I look around and it is worship. It's like, oh my God. It's like they can't do nothing wrong, even when they're doing something wrong. There's always that default of racism or white supremacy that's holding them back. And it's like, then they get to a point where they blame black women, and it's like, black women are holding up the black community. And look, in my opinion, I don't think the black community would exist if it wasn't for black women. I mean, they're holding it down. They're uplifting these dudes. They're taking care of a lot of these guys, and not all, okay. But from what I've seen, and I see these dudes so much caught in their baitedness, it's like they flip out if black women don't worship them or say or have their back. You know, there's this beta dude going around to black women's channels trying to seek validation, acting like a lost little puppy. You know, it's like, please lift me up. Please say you love me. Please be on my side. It's like, God dang, it's so weak and pathetic. It's like, you know, when you see men that have to be uplifted by women, you're like, what in the world is going on? And it's like, and look, I don't give a damn about black men getting their feelings hurt. Just like I don't care about white men getting their feelings hurt. They're men. They're tough. They should take it. What the hell are we coddling men? Now, women, on the other hand, I get it. I'm going to have compassion. I'm going to show them love. And especially black women, because they've done nothing but show me love in my life. So why in the heck are we uplifting men? Why, ladies, would you worship men? And some of you pick Mishas that call black men God. What's wrong with you? There's no man on earth that's a God. Far from it. The only one was Jesus Christ, and that's it. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this is a worship thing. And you know what? If there's going to be a worship and coddling of men, well, damn it, black women need to open up their options. Something drastic needs to happen to get these dudes down to earth and be men. This black femicide, black men should be the most that are trying to correct this. Not trying to say, oh, it don't exist. Well, all men do this. Oh, yeah, you don't say that when Swirling gone wrong. I never seen a Swirling gone wrong video where some dude says, okay, this happened, but not all white men are evil. No, not all. There's some good ones. No, you never hear that. It's always, see, you swirled, that's what you get. I've seen dudes come on YouTube and spew their hatred towards black women that date out and rejoice on black women being deleted. See, that's what you get. Like, wow. A woman shouldn't have to meet her maker because of a man she chooses. And we damn sure shouldn't rejoice on a woman losing her life. Why? Because she didn't choose us? What kind of men are we when we get to that point? And I'm going to tell you, the good black man, you know what he's doing, ladies? He's taking accountability. That unicorn out there saying, you know what? We need to do better. You know what? I want to be an individual and do things the right way. That's where your unicorn is. But you better keep your eyes open, because he don't exist that much. He's very rare. It's like looking for Lucky Charms. You know, it might happen, but I don't know. I'm just saying. And we need to stop. We need to be honest. We need to get out of this segregated mindset. Okay? And like I said, you want white supremacy to go away, black supremacy needs to follow right down the tubes with it. Because in a perfect world, we'd make the best decision and we go with it. But But we can't, because black love, Denzel's going to come right in on a horse and just sweep up that black woman, and they're going to live happily ever after. He's going to roll up in his Chevy Nova and do some donuts, and black love, there it goes. And then the evil swirlers will get their justice. And I'm just saying. And look, I'm not against black love. I'm not. In fact, I'm a bigger fan than the pro-blacks are, because I want to see everybody married. And I want black women to be the most successful when it comes to marriage. So that would mean black love would have to become successful. And I would want that, because I want black women to be happy, because they deserve it. But unfortunately, these beta dumpling jackasses are more caught up in themselves that they can't uplift women. They don't know how to treat women. They don't know how to take care of women. They don't know how to love women. They don't know how to show them respect. All they know how to do is complain, cry, and whine and bitch about some white dude that's with a black woman. Well, he got her because you failed. You know what? Brad is getting the most successful black woman that's got a degree, that's got her act together, because you failed. He's got her because he's showing her love and respect. He's making her the prize instead of trying to be the prize. That's why he's got her. Look at it, these black women, these successful black women out there in our government and throughout there. These successful black women, have you noticed? A lot of them have white husbands. Why is that? Why is Serena Williams married to a white man instead of a black man? Answer me that riddle, Batman. Why did that happen? She wasn't going around chasing white men. She was dating all black men to begin with, but how come she didn't end up marrying one? How come Drake couldn't wife her up? But then you get mad at her because she finds a white guy that loves her. That's like the story every day. That's why there's a shift going on. Black women are tired of being with the pimp player. She's tired. And I'm telling you, these younger black women, they're seeing the BS. And some of them are saying, no, I'm not going to be like, they're not going to be like mom and grandma. They're just like, hell no. The young Keisha today has options, and she knows it. So this should be noticed. The black men, you're going to have to compete for black women. I mean, maybe you're living comfortable now, but the future's coming. Things are changing. Black women are starting to see their true value. White men are starting to see how beautiful and amazing black women are. Asian men are catching on. You know what? All kinds of non-black men are seeing black women. And we're taking note. We see how you treat the men in your community. We see how you love them. We see how loyal you are. We see how beautiful you are. And how much crap you put up with. You don't think we want you? You don't think we don't want you to be by our side? If you could give me love and loyalty like that, I'll be in paradise. You don't have to make an excuse for me. I'll provide and protect for you. All I want is your love and loyalty. You give me that, we got a deal. I'm just saying. I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of, you know what? And I've done a lot of thinking through YouTube, and I'm just like, ever since I started, I've been like, you know what? I want to make my point, but I don't want to go here because I don't want to offend these dudes, and I don't want to offend some of these black women. So I'm going to try to walk a tightrope and say, you know what? We're all good people, and we're all beautiful, and But you know what? That's genuine. That's not being genuine. I used to live my life saying all women are beautiful. And it just so happened I found a black woman that's amazing. Boy, was I lying. No, me being with black women was deliberate. I always knew they were the best option. And it's a shame that it took me some time to just tell the truth. It took me some time to get out of that guilt that I had love for black women. And I felt weird because everybody told me something was wrong with me. No, something's wrong with you. You don't see what black women really have to offer. That's your fault. You're stupid. I'm not. You know, and you know what? It's about competition. And we need to compete for black women. And we need to quit worrying about a black man's feelings getting hurt because, oh my God, we had slavery. Oh my God, we had Jim Crow, which we had nothing to do with, but we got to feel guilty about. No, I'm done with that. I want to be with the black woman. And damn it, I did it. And you know what? I think and here's the thing, there's something going on. And I think we're meant to be together. And people get mad at me when I say black women and white men are meant to be with each other. But look at the marriage stats. Look at our children, how they're doing. Tell me I'm lying. I mean, I know it's not politically correct to say this. I know I'm supposed to jump on the sword and say, oh, I'm white and I'm guilty. Forgive me. Oh my God. Oh, black men, can I date white women, please? Oh my God. Are black women, did I say white women? I'm just like, I'm just so tired of this. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of not just speaking freely. Why can't I say I'm the best option when I've given the most? Does that make me better than anybody else? No. It just means I've worked harder. I put more into it. My marriage lasts because I put in the work. I love my wife. I've done what I'm supposed to as a man. I've sacrificed for her and our children. But yet I'm supposed to act like I'm the worst thing that ever walked the earth because of my skin tone. Because, oh my God, you had ancestors that had slavery. Oh my God, who didn't have ancestors that had slavery? Have you studied world history? Did you know that men conquered men in every continent, every country around the world? But somehow I'm supposed to just walk with shame and guilt my whole life. And here's the thing. And let's talk about white supremacy, black supremacy. And I'm telling you, stuff I see, and there's so much alike, it's not even funny. I see white supremacists, right? Going in the teaching of Hitler and that National Socialist belief stuff that they were gods and they created civilization and they did all these wonderful things and they're superior above all races. Well, you know, look the other way and look at Tyrone and his Hotep fairy tale crap too. It's the same thing. Oh, we're superior. We created the universe. We built everything. We invented everything. We did it all. We're superior. I'm just saying, white supremacy and black supremacy is the same concept, just different skin tones. That's what it is. It's all fantasy, make-believe BS. And then they talk about, oh, our ancestors. White supremacists say our ancestors. You know what? Hoteps, our ancestors. Well, what about your ancestors? The ancestors are dead. They're gone. They no longer walk the earth. There were people before us. They're either in heaven or hell. That's it. We're not the same people. Yeah, we carry their DNA. That's it. But we get caught up in this foolishness instead of loving each other, the way we should, instead of coming together in love and marriage and seeing what the best option is. Well, I was able to do that. Thank God. I had good parents that didn't tell me it was wrong to love black women. And you know what? I seen the truth, and I could see black women were the best option, and they are the best option. And people think I'm crazy for saying it because their eyes are closed, because they've been conditioned, because they've been taught they're superior above all. Black and white, they've done that. Am I the only one that sees the truth? Am I the only one that sees value in black women? Because it ain't hard to see it. It's not hard to see who the best option is. The numbers tell you the truth. It just, we can't handle the truth. That's what it is. But I'm supposed to feel guilty. Like I'm supposed to, oh my God, I'm supposed to love women equally because they're women. And oh my God. And then I get checked by, of course, beta black dudes. They check me all the time because I don't know, they're jealous and weirdos. But the black women, the pick-me's and mammies, they check me. Oh, well, how can you say that you only love black women? That's a fetishization. No, it's not, dumbass. It's true love. I have a preference because that's who I love. I have a preference because that's who I want to be with. A fetishization, it is focusing on a body part for sexual arousement. I want to be with the black woman because she is the best option. She's going to give me more love, more loyalty, and she's going to be by my side. And yeah, is there physical desire? Yeah, damn right. Is there sexual desire? Yes. But I did it through marriage. I did it the right way. But I got some jokers that are so stupid. They see a 29-year marriage. They see me with kids and grandkids living well, but they'll still say it's a fetish. Oh my God, it's so wrong. Really? But your pump and dump lifestyle is right. Your baby's mama's out there having multiple children. That's a good thing. And then black women having to deal with that stuff, having to go through all that mess, and then being told they need to do better. And well, you can't be wearing a weave because that's so bad. It's so funny that the weave is so hated, but most black women are wearing that weave, and most that are celebrities. So that's a big lie. Black men love the weave. Don't kid yourself. They want the woman with straight hair. Look, white men are more open to the natural hair look than black men. I'm just saying. And maybe it's with that colorism thing. They want the light-skinned chick in the straight hair. Maybe that's what it is. But then they'll say they want black women to be natural. I'm just saying. But I don't give a damn what black women hairstyle is. She looks beautiful whatever she wears. She could go straight. She can go natural. She can have braids. She can have... I never even cared about that. I was just happy that she was with me and she was beautiful. I was just like, hey... I think it's amazing black women can change up their hairstyle and, do that. That's cool. That's awesome. But it's crazy. And it's like, I've never been hated so much for loving black women in my life. And I've dealt with white supremacists, I've dealt with racists, but YouTube, oh my God, these betas, they lose their mind because I say I love black women. They lose their mind because I think black women and white men should be together. It's like they get so worked up on it. I'm just like, if you're against it, well, show black women you're the best option. Quit whining. The best way I think you win a woman's heart is not by degrading the man that's in competition with you, but showing that you're the best option. Show her what you got to offer. Show her your heart. Show her that you're serious. And I'm telling you, there's a shift coming. People are waking up, not as fast as I would love them to, but they are. And we're seeing the truth. And you know what? And I get so sick and tired. And look, my next show, I'm going to be digging into this. And I'm sorry my news story went to this, but I just feel I have to say it. And my next live, I'm going to go in on this. And I'm going to go in on these pick-me-shas and mammies that, warned black women, oh, stay away from white men. He's going to fetishize you. Oh, my God. Really? What about Tyrone that's pumping and dumping you, leaving you a baby's mama? What about that dude that's your fiance for 8, 10, 12 years that will never marry you, but have children with you? Oh, because, a piece of paper don't mean nothing. You can be married without paper. Yeah, that's why these Tyrones say that. Because you know what? When you have children and he bounces, he's not liable as much as he would if he's married to you. Now, some states, they hold you accountable. They call it common law. But a lot of times they don't want to marry you because they're legally bound. They have responsibilities. And they're going to have to pay child support if it don't work out. Well, they're going to pay that anyway, but they might have to pay you alimony too. But then again, a lot of these betas ain't doing nothing, so the women ends up taking care of them. They end up getting alimony and child support. I've seen it. 20-year fiance. Yeah, that's crazy. I got there's a woman at work that's a black woman that's pro-black. Oh yeah, her Tyrone, they've been fiancés for 9 years. Oh, but he loves you. Yes, he impregnated you. I mean, I guess, is that a form of love? I tell you what, though, you can call me a fetishizer. You can say my marriage is something that it's not. But you know what? Here's the thing. I married the woman that I laid down with. The woman I have children with is my wife. The only woman I have children with is my wife. I don't have no side chicks or side kids. My children both belong to me and my wife. I only procreated with one woman, my wife. I did what I was supposed to when it comes to black women. I gave my heart, my love, my respect, and my everything. Can you betas say the same thing? Can you say that you've been married to the woman that you have children with for 29 years? Can you say that? Can you say you've been faithful to your wife for 29 years? Can you say that? I can. And I can also say this. I love black women more than you do. And prove me wrong. I dare you. Because I'll say it in front of you, in front of God Almighty. Nobody loves black women like I do. Tell me I'm wrong. You could study my history from when I was a child. And I say that with confidence. Because it's true. And then you get these betas. Well, white women didn't want you. That's why you got a black wife. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, I got the best option because the not so good option didn't want me. Okay, I'll go with that. You want to say that to make yourself feel better? Go right ahead. I don't care. I got what I wanted. I got what I prayed for. I got the most beautiful woman on earth. I prayed for the black woman, and God gave her to me. And I've showed her nothing but love and respect, and I've given everything. And I want black women to have the best because they are the best. You know? And do I love black women? Of course I do. My love runs deep. There's emotions there and there's spirituality. And it comes from a black woman's heart, her character, her nurturing, the inner beauty she has. Whether she's 20 or 80. Black women have that beautiful spirit about them. And it's so heartbreaking that black women have had to do the most with the less. And I want that to change. Sorry, go ahead, Alexander.
But I did a video about a white woman that was deleted by a black man because he got her pregnant and he wanted her to get an abortion and she didn't want to do that. So he wind up unaliving her.
Yeah. that's horrible. And here's the thing. I've seen this happen with men that have money, that have plenty to take care of the child. I don't. And here's the thing. If you can't handle a woman having your child, maybe you shouldn't impregnate her. I'm just saying. I mean, I've heard many cases like this because the woman won't have that abortion, they unalive her. And here's the thing. You got to understand, okay? Regardless of your thought of abortion, right? Of course, the child is unalived in the process. But you know what that does to a woman's body? You know, and think about it. Just the ripping the baby out of the womb of a woman, there is health problems to that. It's not natural to do that. You know, women end up developing cysts and have medical problems later on. And I've talked to women that have had abortion. They tell me, you know, there's stuff going on. And they say that it's even linked to breast cancer. Now, I don't have the data to prove that, but I've heard that. You know, but it's not natural to take a pull a baby outside of a woman's body. You're going to tear something, you're going to do some damage. And I know they say it's safe and they do the procedure or whatever, but and I'm not here to argue abortion. What I'm saying is, if men would just be men, and if you don't want a child, don't lay down with her. There's so many birth control things you can do to not have a child, but yet they're going to be irresponsible, impregnate her, and then if she don't get the abortion, unalive her. It's just like, I mean, in today's world, it's too easy to do birth control for men and women. I don't know. My thing is, if men would be just real men, women would be better off. Our society would be better off. God's going to judge us how we treat women. Seriously. God gave, God wanted men to, if you look at the Bible, when it talks about Adam and Eve, he didn't want Adam to be alone, so he gave him a wife. God gives us somebody to be with us so we're not lonely, so we could have someone around that loves us. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Not having sex with multiple people and then forcing them to get an abortion after we impregnate. What is that? Sound recording of ladies' night. Oh, okay. Yeah, I might. Speaking of ladies' night, I'm working on one. Me and Sandy are working on one. We're trying to get a topic and some slides where I'm trying to show her how to work that stuff on YouTube. And I know you guys liked it when she came on and did ladies' night, and I want to do that again. She wants to do it, but we're working on that to get a good topic that you guys will be interested in. And if there's topics that you're interested in that you would like my wife to talk about when she does ladies' night again, let me know, and I can let her know, and we can work on that. She did pretty well on her first one, but she's still nervous, and I know she wants to make a good impression and wants to do good for my channel, which, heck, when she's on, I'm more successful with my wife on than any time. So I mean, she only just brings a blessing to it, like she does everything else. So, but anyway, sorry guys, sorry about my rambling, sorry about, I apologize for me ranting, but I mean, it's got to be said, and I would tell the betas, they want me to stay out of black people's business and mind my own business. And well, that's great if I didn't have a black wife, but still I should get into the business because black women are so mistreated. And look, when only 27% of black women are married, and the biggest group of single mothers is black women, but the most race loyal is black women, something needs to be said, because black women do not deserve that treatment. They don't. I think if women want to be married, they should be. And if we were real men, they would have that. If we were real men, black women would be labeled the most beautiful, hands down, if we looked at things truthfully. But we don't say that, do we? But yet, everybody's trying to look like the black woman. Let that make sense. With surgeries and, everything that comes natural to black women, other groups of women want that. But they won't say you're the most beautiful.
And, and I would say this, it's best for black women to separate themselves from the black women who worships black men, because because the black women who worships black men, they're not going to heed the warning until it's too late. And so I would say that there will be a separation between the black women who opens up their options and the black women who still worships the ground that black men walk on. I mean, it's bound to happen, it's bound to happen. So
Yeah, it is. And ladies, for what it's worth, just take in the stuff I said, and look, I'm speaking honestly. Ladies, I started dating back in the early 80s. Okay. My first girlfriend was 1985. Okay. And she was black, which all my girlfriends have been, and my wife is. But you're loved more than you even know. And I'm not the only one. This ain't just a fluke white guy that happens to like black women. It's since the beginning of time, white men have loved black women, and it's never changed. We try to hide it and suppress it and act like it's not a thing, but it is a thing. And we do good together. We're compatible. Black women and white men do great together. If we could just get out of that conditioning, and just get to know each other as men and women, and just, find out what each other is about. I mean, I do believe and look, call me crazy, but I do believe if more black women and white men got together, I think society would be better off. I do. I think our families would be more successful. I think this racial division garbage would start to drift away. Maybe not initially, because you'd have a lot of jealous beta males out there that don't like it. But once we got through that and started just living our lives, I think we would be better off as a nation. And people they will say to me, okay, well, if black women are meant for white men, what happens when they all turn biracial? Well, then we marry biracial women, because we'll all be biracial anyway. It's just like, who cares? Right now, the best option is black women, white men. Why not go with the best option? I'm just saying. And the true black men that love black women, do right by them. Let stop hiding what these betas are doing. Stop sticking up for a man because he's got your same skin tone. If you're a real man, you wouldn't do that. You would stand up for the black woman, if that's who you love. But I don't see much of that. I actually, who I see saying how much they love black women? The most people I'm seeing is white men and Asian men. I'm seeing that all over. I'm seeing white men and Asian men express love for black women. And yes, they get attacked for it. I get attacked for it all the time. Even black women will attack white men for saying they love black women. You know, and it's because they're in that black metal worshiping situation, and they just feel they got to uplift black men no matter what. But if we tell the truth, who's better for each other? You know, the numbers don't lie. The truth is there. We just choose not to believe it or try to explain it away like, oh, well, there are some successful couples, but really, it's just black women are staying with white men because they're accepting the abuse, or I've heard it all. I've heard people say that white men and black women are white supremacists, that somehow we fantasize the plantation sexuality, which is a total lie. In fact, I haven't seen anybody play that except black men and white women, but okay. It's silly. It just, I don't know. What can I say? I probably need to wrap this up because I'm going to go off all night because I'm pissed.
Brent,
Yes.
I'm doing that after show at 1:20. So
Tonight?
yep.
Oh man, I gotta get some sleep, man. I don't know. I might drop over for a little bit. I'm not going to stay long though. Yeah. But anyway, but seriously, guys, I didn't expect this to be a 3-hour thing, but I just felt I needed to say this. And I'm tired of just holding back. And you're going to see a different me. I'm just going to say what I think. And it might hurt my numbers. I don't care. I'm going to speak truth. I'm tired of playing both sides of the fence. We're all good men and whatever. These trickback Tyrones don't say that about us. Us white men that show love and respect for black women, they sure don't. They go in a full attack. And in fact, they attack the women we're with. They attack our wives. They call them bed wenches. They totally disrespect them. And they don't even have no conscience doing it. That's how pathetic they are. And you know what? We got to be careful on YouTube. Don't say the R word. Don't say, we got to say unalive. But yet, bed wench is perfectly fine for the guidelines, isn't it? That's perfectly a fine word to say, isn't it? Nobody's checked on that, are they? But how many times is anybody checked on how they treat black women? Whether they're pro-black or swirling, it don't matter. Black women are disrespected just in general. I mean, it's like they accept that. It's funny. I could say, you know what? I never gotten checked. You know, there's black women out there, pro-black, that I don't agree with, and I'll do like a reaction. And I might say some things like disagreeing with what they go through. Nobody says nothing. Whatever. I talk about white women once in a blue moon. I really don't talk about them because I'm not interested in doing it. But I might make a point on, interracial relationships on the, with our counterparts. And then I'll get a few people hating on me, but it's mostly black men with white women. But okay, that's fine. But it's not that much. But when I go in on a black dude, even when he totally disrespects me and my wife, I got these betas going in on me because I dared to stand up for myself or my wife. It's weird. It's like, okay, you said this about me and my family, but yet I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm not supposed to react. It's crazy. It's like they worship each other. I even think black males have that black male worshiping culture. They worship themselves. They get more upset when black men are when people go in on black men than black women. It's like black women, they don't care. I could probably have a show tonight and just go in on black women, say all kinds of hateful stuff. And you know who's going to check me for that? Is black women and white men. They will check me for that. Black men won't. The pick-me-shas won't. I don't know. I just find this all crazy. We live in like the Twilight Zone. It's like, wow. And then black women showing the most love and doing everything for black men, but yet get the most disrespect. How does that work? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either, man. But yeah, I gotta get going, man. It was nice
okay.
talking to you. I'm hoping you'll be able to make it to the after show.
Okay.
It's going to be 1 hour show because I don't want to keep people,
Yeah, I'm not going to stay that long because I do need to get some sleep. But I'll come in on the beginning though.
I'll see you then.
Okay, Alexander. Thanks. Have a good night, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I went on a rant, and I probably should have saved it for my Saturday night show that I'm going off on. But I when you love somebody and that somebody you love is attacked, after a while, it just pisses you off. You lose respect for the ones that attack the one you love. And through this YouTube thing, I've lost a lot of respect for black men. And I'm not going to say all because that wouldn't be right, but a lot of them I've lost respect because of how they treat black women. And I never wanted it to be that way. I always wanted it to be where we're men, we come together and we love who we love. And I thought when I first started YouTube, I thought, well, I might have a show where me and my wife talk to a black man and a white woman and just compare the differences and just have a discussion. But that ain't going to happen. And it's not that I have anything against them. I don't. It's just that so many of these black men get so jealous of white men and black women that you can't even have a discussion. You can't even talk. It's always turns into slavery or white supremacy or where's my reparations money? And that's what I get told when I talk about, interracial relationships. So you can't even have a discussion. Or you get some beta dumpling that, you try to talk to that calls you cracker the whole time so you can't say nothing. I mean, I've had stuff like that. Most of these dudes you can't reason with. They just look at it like you're with a black woman and you're not allowed to be with her, but and she's a traitor and a bed wench because she has love for you. And it's like, I don't know. It just, and you would think in today's world we'd be beyond that we'd be mature adults and just show love for each other and go where we're celebrated, right? Wherever that is or whoever it's with. And we just respect each other. There's women that I work with, white women, and there's white women in my family that are with black men, and I give them love and respect because that's where they want to be. Why would I try to get in the way? But yet the other way around, it's like you're fully attacked. It's the weirdest thing. But it's anyway, I'm on go, guys. It's getting late, but I appreciate you coming up here. It's good talking to you, Alexander. Ban up, good to see you, Coco. Hot Wings and Ranch. Indiana Mom, good to see you, young lady. Big love to you and your family. Noleti, good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you, ladies. And DJT, Beverly, it was good to see you. Pinky Wells, good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. And sorry about my rant, but that's how I feel, guys. And I'm gonna go visit Alexander. He asked me to come up. Then I'm gonna get some rest. I think I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday and Friday, I'm gonna take the nights off, and then Saturday I'm going to hit it with a good life. And we're going to talk about interracial relationships. I'm making slides about all the different people. And look, when it comes to the swirling world, and we're going to break it down, not just black women, white men, but black men, white women, and other groups. And I'm going to try to be educational and tell you ladies what to look out for. And look, stay away from dusty men. That means dusty white men too. The donut dusties, stay away from them. Okay, they're just trying to exploit you. Like I said in my prayer meeting, ladies, if a man don't have compassion or empathy, you need to leave him alone, because he's not really feeling you with emotions or on a spiritual level. It's mostly sexual type thing. So be careful, okay? And don't get caught up in this stuff. I've heard black women and white men say that, oh, well, we're sexually attracted to each other. It's a natural thing. Yeah, but it's supposed to be done within marriage, okay? It's supposed to be when the relationship's real before you go there. You're supposed to get to know each other and actually be in love before you touch each other. You know what I mean? And if a man can't wait for the relationship to develop naturally in an organic way, the way it's supposed to, then you don't need to be with him. He's just looking to take you to bed, and that's it. So be careful. And white men, we're strategic. Like I said in my prayer meeting, if you guys were there, I always said, white men, we analyze things. We do our research. Okay? We observe. Look, I was doing this when I was a teenager, a young teenager, when I was trying to date black women. I was observing. I was trying to find out how I could be successful. What black women like, how they are, getting to know them, and I would study it. But I was praying to God to give me a wife too. I prayed to God to give me a black wife. And I tell you guys that story. So I was being strategic for that purpose, which is a good thing. But there are white men that are strategic, trying to fulfill their sexual desires rather than, be a good man for you. So be careful. And I tell you, the white dusties are more dangerous than the black dusties. I'm telling you, because we observe more. We learn you, we study you, we get to know you. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with studying people if you do it for the right reason. So just be careful. Okay. And, good night and thanks. And my wife, Sandy, loves and appreciates you. And, we'll have her on again. I'm working on a ladies' night with her that we can make really nice. So she's got some ideas. I got a little bit, and it's taken so long because she wants to do a good job. She wants it to be good. But anyway, but disappointed dinosaur, good to see you. I didn't mention you, so it's good to see you. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. Thank you so much for, your support and your love that you've shown me and my wife. I thank you for that. And, may God bless you and your family. And I'll see you guys Saturday night, okay? I don't know what time yet, but it'll probably be around 10:30 Eastern time, I'm thinking. So I'm going to try to make it Saturday night, Tuesday night prayer meeting, Saturday night live. And then I'll do a random day here and there when I get time. So, but I'll try to make it like a consistent schedule for the most part. Okay. So Sunday, I'm going to leave free just so I can have time with my family, time for church, time to just rest. God says that should be a day of rest. So that's my one day off that's safe. So I'm going to try to do that as church family time. So I'm going to move the prayer meeting to Tuesday. Okay. And Saturday night, I'll be going live every Saturday night. And like I said, Tuesdays and Saturdays, I'll be doing it. And then I'll do a random day here and there where I just go live. But yeah, please come back. I'm not going nowhere. I'm stuck here on YouTube till they get rid of me. Okay. I believe there's a purpose for me doing this. And until God shows me there's no longer a purpose, I'm going to be here. So, and I think I'll be here a while. So I'm just saying. But anyway, guys, have a good night. I'll see you guys Saturday night. God bless you and your families, and I'll see you soon. Have a good night.